Good morning, my lovelies. Welcome back. So today we're talking about Pluto retrograde and what we can learn during the retrograde. This is going to be a video for all 12 rising signs, but before we get into each rising sign, let's just get the basics down. Pluto is going to station retrograde on the 3rd of May, which is very interesting because also on the 3rd of May, Neptune is moving into the last degree of the Zodiac, 29 degrees of Pisces. There is a separate video for that, so I will obviously not go into that in this video. But we need to keep this in mind because this is a really important day. This is a day of initiation, the 3rd of May, so keep that in mind. Now, let's get to Pluto retrograde. So Pluto stations retrograde, like I said, on the 3rd of May in 2 degrees of Aquarius. Now, Pluto will move back into, Capricorn. And this is the last time. Hear me. The last time Pluto will move back into Capricorn in our lifetime. All of us. Everyone that is watching this, unless you live for the next 250 years, then you will experience this again. But this is a big one. This is a milestone. This is a moment where we really have to summon all of our senses, check in with ourselves, and really understand what it is that we have to leave behind in our lives, what we have to let go of in our lives. So all of summer, Pluto will be in retrograde. And at the end of summer, on the 2nd of September to be exact, Pluto will move into Capricorn. And it was stationed direct in Capricorn on the 12th of October in 29 degrees and how many minutes? I wrote it down, 38. So as we know, the 29th degree is the critical degree. It's a degree that reminds us that it is time to let go. And when we talk about letting go, we talk about letting go of the thing that keeps us from evolving, right? So we have evolved in Capricorn, right? We have evolved as a society, as an individual, and now it is time to integrate the lessons and let the rest go. So those days in Capricorn are really, really potent. But really the whole retrograde is potent because the energy we are integrating here is it's the last hooray. We're moving back into Capricorn. Now you get to look one last time at the thing you've built in your life, at the person you've become. What is still hindering you to now moving forward, to growing further? What is that thing? You know, what do you have to restructure? Because remember, Capricorn is the structure. What needs to be restructured in your life? You know, where do you maybe have to remove certain structures? Where do you have to rebuild new structures? Then, once you removed the ones that don't serve you anymore. So we're going to talk about this for each area, so for each rising sign. And then also, what are the lessons that you have learned so far in Aquarius, right? We are reviewing the first degree of Aquarius before we get back into Capricorn, looking at those old structures that are probably quite wobbly. So this is going to be I believe this is going to be a really important retrograde for us. Obviously, because it's the last time, Pluto moves into Capricorn, but also, we moved into Aquarius now a bit, right? We are in 2 degrees. So we got a good understanding of what this Pluto in Aquarius is all about for us, right? I'm sure you got a good understanding. And if you didn't get a good understanding, you got some kind of understanding what this is going to be about, right? You notice the shift. So when we look at this retrograde, you basically have to look at 2 parts of your chart, right? Because you have to look at the part of Aquarius and then you have to look at the part where you have Capricorn. Without further ado, let's dive into the signs. Now, this is for Aries Rising. You can also listen to this if you're an Aries, because this energy will also be present for you as an Aries. Now, Aries, for you, this energy is most potent in the 10th house and the 11th house. So basically, Pluto is moving back from your 11th house into your 10th house. So there is still some work to do when it comes to your aspirations, your purpose work, your professional life, what you do in this world right now and what you want to do going forward. Where are you still not allowing yourself to fully shine your light, your gift? Where you're not fully giving that? Where are you following aspirations that are not fully yours? Where do you still have to remove certain structures in this area so you can actually build the legacy you want to build? What is that legacy? Are you clear about that legacy? Are you confident about it? Are you seeing that vision, or is the vision blurred for you? Are you not fully clear? Are you not fully trusting that you can do that? Are you trusting into someone or something else rather than trusting in yourself? So this is certainly related to your work life, your professional life, but also the legacy that you build with that then. I think children might be, or could be, also a topic during this time. And I'm saying that because Pluto is right now in the 11th house, right, Aquarius, and it is moving backwards, and the 11th house is opposing the 5th house. The 5th house is children, so they reflect, in the 11th house as well. So there might be an underlying understanding of, okay, whatever I choose now, are children a topic here? Do I want them to be part of my life, my legacy? And then, yes, of course, also with the 10th house, the 4th house is reflected here, where, okay, building my life, building my work, building myself up in my purpose. What does that mean for my family life? What do I want in this area? So it's going to be intense for sure. Now, Taurus Rising, for you, this is all happening in the 10th house and the 9th house. So Pluto is moving from your 10th into your 9th. So we are talking about your professional life. If you are not in the workforce anymore, if you're not working anymore, we're still talking about your aspirations in life, your purpose, the purpose you have in this world as this beautiful soul that came here to have this human experience. Where are you at with that? How do you fulfill your purpose? Do you feel like you are actually fulfilling your purpose in the way it is nourishing for you? And then when we look at the 9th house, where you still have to clean up stuff, do you have to expand in this area still? Do you have, what about your vision? Are you still limiting yourself when it comes to your vision? And how is that then also reflecting in your professional life? You have a limited vision, you believe you can only do this and not that. How is that reflecting in your professional life? Where do you have to restructure that part? Maybe you still want to go and explore the world a little more, get a better understanding of what is out there. Maybe you still want to go and study something that, maybe your parents weren't willing to support, but that's what you actually want. Maybe you studied something that, you thought you should, and now you're like, but I'm not satisfied. I want to learn more about this. Maybe this could also relate to your belief system based on religion. Where are you holding yourself back in this area? Maybe you've grown up in certain structures that told you this is how the world works, and maybe you need to explore a little more to figure out for yourself how the world works for you. Now, Gemini Rising, for you, this energy is occurring in the 9th house and the 8th house. So Pluto is moving from the 9th to the 8th. This is related to deep inner work, deep inner work, going down the rabbit hole. Where do you still allow your shadow to get the best of you? And what I mean by that is like, where are you hiding parts of you that you deem maybe unworthy, unlovable, not good enough, whatever. And where do you then project those out onto the other? Maybe in a partnership, maybe in a friendship, maybe in the world in general. This is a big time for shadow work for you. And even before Pluto moves back into your 8th house, I would say, you know, start early. Like, look at that. Look at where you're still limiting yourself when it comes to what you believe you can truly have, what you're truly worth, what you truly want. Also in a partnership, what do you truly want from your partner? What do you want the partner to bring into the mix, into the relationship? And if you don't have a partner, it's, you know, you can still apply that to the future partner, you know. Maybe you have some experience in partnership, and there's a reason you're single now. And maybe you realize, well, you know, I was putting up with certain things because of this and this and that. I don't want to do that anymore. What do I have to do internally? Where do I have to work on myself, within myself, to not allow that in, attract that in anymore? You know, where do I have to shift certain frequencies within me so I don't attract that frequency anymore in my partnership? This can also be money related. When I say this probably is in whatever degree related to money. Money in your life, the way you perceive money, the way you utilize money, the way you believe you're deserving, all of that. And it will most likely relate to either your partner, if you are in a relationship, or it can also relate to people in your life that you deal with in terms of money, that you receive money from. Like, it can be your parents, like people that you are related to by blood, but also by choice. This can be, we often don't look at this, but this can be your employer that you receive money from every month. And maybe you are working in a field where you're not receiving the money you desire, or you are working in a field that you don't desire, but you make a lot of money, and that's why you're there. You know, there's certainly some money stuff here that you might want to look at. And then also, how does that reflect to the way you look at the world, your vision of the future, your lifestyle, your outlook, what you believe you can have, where you believe you can go, how you believe you can live. Now, Cancer and Cancer Rising, for you, this is happening in the 8th and the 7th house. So Pluto is moving from the 8th back into the 7th. So this is certainly related to relationships. And probably on all levels, right? Relating to relationships in terms of what your needs are in a partner, in a partnership, what you want your partner to fulfill in your life. Are you actually holding that frequency, right? So you can attract a partner that can fulfill that. Are you trusting yourself? Are you allowing yourself to actually have that? Do you believe you deserve it, right? All of that good stuff. And then also, how does that relate to who you want to be in that relationship, the person you want to be in your partnership? So Pluto moved through your 7th house in the past 14, 15, 16 years, like roundabout. It's been a while. And so you've probably undergone a lot of deep changes in your relationships. But remember, Pluto just moved into your 8th, where you now go really deep down the rabbit hole, because maybe in the past You worked on more the surface level stuff that others could see, right? That others around you could see. Now with Pluto in the 8th, you will work on the deeper stuff. Now you have to do the inner child work. Now you have to really uncover, unearth that stuff that is really holding you back from having that relationship you truly, truly desire. And I can already tell you that what is holding you back is obviously yourself. But you have to understand that for yourself, what that means in your life. The things you do that hold you back from owning the thing, getting the thing. Just a quick word about the 7th house again. So Capricorn in the 7th house and Pluto there, 29th degree. I think what is going to happen now in the next few months for you is going to be all that surface level stuff, right? That stuff that others see will be removed. And it might be removed in a way that will feel very harsh. I'm not saying that everyone that is a Cancer or has a Cancer rising is going to break up in their relationship, right? That is certainly not what I'm saying. But there are going to be big shifts and changes in this area for you. And they generally will not feel good to begin with, right? Eventually you will understand, obviously, that was the best thing that ever happened to you and your relationship. But in the moment, the things that have to be restructured, I think I mentioned this in another video. When you go to the osteopath, and the osteopath basically restructures you, right? He puts your bones back into place. There is like this moment of like, ow, oh, that doesn't feel good. But eventually you will realize, oh, that's, I feel like a completely new human being now. And this is a little bit like that, the way I now also see Pluto working in the 29th degree of Capricorn for all of us, in different areas. But it works like in that way where we have to restructure, and restructuring, can feel a little painful sometimes. All I can tell you, all I can say here is trust the process. Trust the process. Leo and Leo rising, for you, Pluto is going to move back from the 7th into the 6th. Now, we are looking at day-to-day routines. We are looking at how those routines, those structures that you've built for yourself in your day-to-day life actually are helping you or hindering you from living your best life. And most likely you will look at all the stuff that is hindering from living your best life, and you will have to restructure your day-to-day in a way that is actually suitable and suiting you to grow and evolve. Maybe you've been doing things a certain way and it's been fine, right? It's been fine in a way where you're like, okay, I'll do this and then I'll do that, and this is like my day, but there's no growth in it. It's just like stirring the soup. Now with Pluto coming back into this area, Pluto saying, it's enough now, it's enough. It's enough. Have you not learned already in the last 14, 15 years? It's enough. You've got to restructure. And that restructuring might be a little painful, and it might be shown to you through physical ailments, physical illness, also mental illness. So the question then is, what needs to be restructured? What is not lifting you up? What is not filling your cup? What is not making you grow? What keeps you in the same old, same old? That's the stuff that you have to change. The same old, same old. It might be a job. It might be the way you work, where you work, how you work. The way you plan your day, move through your day. And then also, how does that reflect in your relationships? How does it affect your relationship with your partner, with your wife, with your husband? Virgo and Virgo Rising. Now for you, Pluto is moving back from the 6th house into the 5th house. Well, my lovely Virgos. Now, for you, we are looking at obviously your day-to-day routine, right? You got a good understanding, hopefully already, of what Pluto in the 6th is all about for you. You might understand that your day-to-day will shift and change, the way you spend your day, the way you move through your day, the way you want to have a work-life balance, the way you actually want to work or not. Maybe you don't, and you have to find different ways to make a living. Then when we look, when we go back into the 5th house, we're looking at children. We are looking at creation, the creation process. We are looking at your creative self-expression. Where do you have to be honest with yourself still? Where, or maybe I should say, where you're not honest with yourself yet when it comes to this part of your life, this area? This could be children, wanting them, not wanting them. This could be you expressing your light, your creative self-expression. Are you still not fully you? Are you still not showing up as yourself? Where do you not show up as yourself? And it will be shown to you by you not being fulfilled, not feeling good about yourself, feeling lazy, you know, not feeling inspired. Where you're not fully showing up. And, you know, children, look at that. Really, especially if you are a woman in your 30s, look at that. Do you want them? Do you want to have a family? Do you want this to be a part of your life? Your legacy that you're building? And how is that then changing your day-to-day routine? Because making that decision and then moving forward in the 6th house, having children will certainly change your day-to-day routine and your life. So this is also I mean, it's a big one for all of us, right? But I think for you, this big decisions to make. Big decisions to make. This is not a simple little retrograde we are going through. This is a retrograde of a lifetime. Quite literally, like I said to you, this is the last time Pluto will be in this area for you in your lifetime. It's a big one. Don't take this lightly. And I'm talking to myself here as well. Let's not take this lightly. Now, Libra and Libra Rising, for you, my lovely Libras, Pluto is moving back from the 5th to the 4th. Okay, so where do you still have to clean up stuff in your personal life? Where have you set up your personal life in a way that isn't really serving you? Talking about family. Not just about your family that you come from, but the family you want to build. What does that entail? Who does that entail? Who do you want to be there? This can also relate to children. Your own or the children that your partner may bring into the relationship. And then also, how does that reflect in your work? Because remember, the 4th house is reflected in the 10th, right? It's the other end of the spectrum. They are two ends of the same spectrum. So how do they synergistically work together? Also, we're talking about your living situation, where you live, your actual home. Do you feel at home there? What does home mean to you? How do you want to live? Where do you want to live? Big questions, right? Like fundamental questions, foundational questions that you really, really need to answer now. Because like I said, last time we had Pluto here in our lifetime. Big one. And then, you know, how is all of that reflected in the way you express yourself in this world, creatively? I will leave you with that. Now, Scorpio Rising, for you, Pluto is moving back from the 4th to the 3rd. So you still have to clean up the 3rd house area, which is Our social circle, which is our immediate surroundings, siblings, aunts, uncles, you know, your immediate family, the people you surround yourself with, on basically a regular basis. How do you get along with them? Who do you want to have there? Also, this is related to early life conditioning. Third house is early life conditioning. How does that still reflect in your current world, your present, in a negative way where you're not fully expressing yourself in the way you want to express yourself, where you're holding yourself back there, where do you have to do some inner child work here, where you're still holding yourself to standards that are not your own. Question is like, what are your standards? And then in the fourth house, how's that reflecting in your family, in the way you live, in your personal life? How do you connect these two? You know, your social life and your personal life, your home. Your home will shift and change a lot in the coming, how many years? 20 odd years with Pluto in Aquarius. It's going to shift big time. And the question is like, how can you consciously contribute to this shift and change? Meaning, how do you want to live in your home with your family? You want to create a new family, build a new home in a new place. Remember, the third house also reflects the ninth house. The ninth house is the big wild world. It's the big vision we have for life. And what is that vision for you? Are you walking towards it? Or are you stuck somewhere? Are you stuck in an old structure? Sagittarius Rising. For you, Pluto is moving back from the third into the second house. So we are talking, self-worth, values. What are your values? Are you stable in those? Do you still have to restructure them because maybe you're not clear within your values? Maybe you're living by other people's standards and you got to still become clear of your own and restructure this area. And then how is that reflected in your social life? You know, are you going to change your social circle? Or you incorporate different people in your social life? Now understanding that the values you've lived by have changed. Core value, this is core value work. This is also like deep inner work when it comes to your self-worth, right? Honoring yourself. Money is also a topic here, of course, because, you know, we talk about the second house. So maybe money is a big question mark for you right now. How to make it, right? The second house tells us a lot about how we make money in a very aligned way. Are you making money in an aligned way? Or are you making money in a way where, you were told, well, this is how you make money. So you go out there, make money how someone else told you to make money. But is that aligned with you? What is aligned with you? How would you like to make money? Are you limiting yourself in that regard because you believe that's not how anyone can make money? The way I want to make money is not how anyone makes money. Well, is that true? Do you know everyone on this planet? God, this is really like, the more I talk about this this aspect, going through the rising signs, I'm like, whoa, this is going to be a big time for us. This is going to be an intense summer. Now, Capricorn Rising, for you, Pluto is moving back from the second into the first house. Now, we are still clearing up, and by we, I mean you are still clearing up directional stuff, identity work. This is going to be a summer of like really understanding your new identity. Who are you now? Who are you now? Where are you going? What's your direction? And who's coming with you? And who has to be left behind? And how is this all reflecting in your values, the values you built your life upon? your core identity. This is big work. This is really deep core work for you, where you still have to restructure something in this area. Maybe you've probably done a lot of that type of work in the past 14 years, where you really worked on that identity, becoming more clear, refining it more. But maybe there's still this layer of, but my family wants me to do this, and I come from, and my friends are like that. Do you need new friends? Do you need to spend less time with your family because you're not aligned with them? I'm not saying you need to leave your family behind, but I'm just saying, if you are not on the same page, if you want different things, if your direction is a different one than the direction your family took, how can you restructure your life in the way where you actually feel good about it? You feel like yourself, and you don't feel like you're living someone else's life. Because that's really the thing that Pluto works through when it works through the first house, which it did for you for the past 14 years, or a bit more than 14 years, or 15 years. It's going through the first house, and it's like, okay, what is you and what is not you? Chipping off, like taking off all those layers, right? You're starting with the outer layer. There were probably a lot of shifts and changes in your appearance throughout the past 14 years, right? Maybe you gained a lot of weight, then you lost a lot of weight. Maybe you gained a lot of weight again, and then you lost it again. And this is all part of the shedding. But where are you at now? Where are you at now? And what still needs to be released? The last hooray. What is that? Which structure is still there, which old structure is still there that needs to be removed or remodeled? Aquarius and Aquarius Rising. For you, Pluto is moving back from the 1st into the 12th. Now, I think you've undergone a big spiritual journey in the past 15 years, and I think you're not fully done there yet. There's still an integration process underway before you can show up and build a new identity, rebuild that identity. So there's still some groundwork to do, some work in the background, like some work where the parts of you that people don't see and hear. I think this is going to be a very spiritual summer for you, where you're, maybe it might be good for you to spend some time away from the people, retreating and reconnecting and really harnessing the soil in a way where, that seed that you put in, the new seed that you want to grow, where it can really be nurtured, right? Like, is the ground you put the seed in, is that fertile ground? And if not, what do you have to do to make it fertile ground? So meditation, yoga, nature, lots of time in nature. Maybe you even want to move into nature. Maybe you're living in a big city now. Maybe you're still processing and wondering, like, is that actually the right place for me? Are you in the right place? Are you living in fertile grounds? Can you grow in this area in a way where you can shine your light, where you can blossom? Big questions. Now, last but not least, Pisces and Pisces Rising. For you, this is Pluto moving from the 12th back into the 11th house. Looking at friendships, looking at your community, the community you're in, the community you've been in. Are you feeling seen, heard, and recognized in that community? Are your people actually your people? Who are the people around you? Do they recognize you? Do you recognize them? Do you see each other? Do you get each other? Do you understand each other? Or do you need a different community? Are you still trying to fit in somewhere where you just don't belong? Trying to fit a square into a circle or a circle into a square, it just doesn't fit properly. It's odd. Do you fit? And are you trying to fit somewhere where you just don't fit? And why are you trying? Why are you making your life so hard? Do these people, your community, do they help you grow into this beautiful human being that you came here to be? I'm not saying these people are bad people, right? I'm not saying that. I'm just saying, are you on the same frequency? You know, it's not everyone is on the same frequency. And that's okay. Just, you know, find the people that are on your frequency, that make your kind of music. So I think also for you, this is going to be a very spiritual time where you probably also going to really benefit from taking some time off. And by taking some time off, it doesn't necessarily mean you have to get away from all people, but get away from the people that you maybe try to align with, but you just can't because you're not on the same frequency. So, you know, maybe you want to get away, go somewhere with someone new, different people, or maybe you want to go somewhere where your type of people might be. You know, just become clear who you are, what you want, and what type of people you want to surround yourself with, and then go to those places. Also, time in nature, I think, will help you tremendously to become more clear about that, about who your people are and where they are. Because you might be things might be very convoluted, right? Because you've been trying so hard to fit in somewhere and you lost yourself in the process. So spending time in nature may help you reconnect to yourself again, and then from that place you can connect to the people that are your people. Big times ahead, my loves. This is not a year for the faint-hearted. I think I said something similar last year, but I don't know. We are moving towards 2027, 2030. Big times ahead, and we are made ready now to really thrive in those times that are going to be very, very different than what we remember from the past. So if you have any questions about this particular video, please feel free to comment in the comment section. Also, if you want a personal reading, feel free to, email me or book directly in the link in the description box. And anything else, please feel free to ask. I wish you a beautiful day, beautiful week, beautiful month, and I will see you in the next video.